Oh god, I can imagine, Crispy. Yeah, so at the moment, like if you use SimConnect to connect to VATSIM, it destroys FPS. So I'm waiting for that SimConnect to be fixed, and then I'll go on VATSIM. Can you explain the difference between nav versus autopilot? Well, nav is an autopilot mode. And so in the case of the simulator, just straight nav mode is really what we would call lateral navigation. And so it's literally the autopilot following the line on your flight plan. It's as simple as that. So nav, it's not like a nav versus autopilot. Nav is a part of the autopilot, if that makes sense. Price quality best joystick. The Thrustmaster Lotus Warthog is just amazing. How's the A320? If you know how to handle its quirks, then it's all right. If you know how to handle its quirks, then it's all right. What is VATSIM? That is a great question. VATSIM is a multiplayer network where you can log on to the multiplayer network and fly your aircraft around, whether you do flights like this from one airport to another, or you do like little visual flights, like sightseeing things. And people train on the network to be air traffic controllers in a specific region. And so it's basically a multiplayer network that replicates how it is to fly in the real world with air traffic controllers at airports. So you can fly out of London, and usually you'll have people from the UK controlling London. And then you would maybe, I don't know, fly to the Netherlands, just across the English Channel, or across the North Sea or whatever. And then you get usually people from the Netherlands controlling there. And so you get trained to control a specific area. It's kind of based on trying to do things nice and realistically. And it's really great fun. And they've actually introduced a really great new website feature, which I think everybody who signs up to VATSIM should use, called my.vatsim.net. I won't show it to you now because we're not far away from approach. But it's basically like a great new hub for you to be able to find all of the information that you need about the VATSIM network. It looks really good. You know, we can get taxiway charts for airports. You can Google them if you've not got Navigraph, but I recommend Navigraph subscription. Yeah, exactly as Gas says. So as well as that, so the VATSIM network, you don't just have to be a Microsoft Flight Simulator. You know, if you're in Microsoft Flight Simulator and there's somebody else flying on a different simulator, like Prepared version 5 or X-Plane 11, you will see them on the network as well. What does the autopilot do to slow down the plane? Deploy the air brakes automatically? No, you won't get it automatically doing that. What you will get is the aircraft bringing the throttles back and shallowing out the descent rate. So as you can see now, it's entered into the approach mode. It's entered us into the approach mode very early, but this A320 for some reason likes to do that, so I just kind of let it do its own thing. God, the performance. And so we've got 10 miles to reach Holop at 5,000. So we've got 10 miles to descend about 2,000 feet. Are you off this weekend? Yeah, I'm going to be having a weekend off this weekend because I've not had any days off for a couple of weeks now. Do you see them fixing the issues with GPF VNAV, or do you think it will be wait for third-party developers to sell us things that work? They've already done a lot of work on those things, YT. This aircraft, when it came out in alpha testing, you couldn't fly it. It was that bad. It was just impossible to fly. There was no point even loading into it. So I can already tell you that they've already done a dramatic amount of work on the autopilot stuff. Yes, there's still a way to go with it, absolutely, but they've already proved that they are committed to doing their best to and get it into a good shape. Oh, look at that for descent planning, folks. It's almost like I fly these planes every single day. Bang on the glide slope. It's almost as if I meant that to happen. Yeah, Gas, they're great. How do you know London Controller? Yeah, through Twitch. So we've got 5 miles to descend 1,000 feet. Speed's back at about 205 knots right now. I don't know why it's back there, but it is. It's entered approach mode, but then gone past green dot speed, so yeah, that's interesting. But, hey. So we'll arm the localizer soon, just before we make the turn onto the approach. Amazing. Oh, really, Justin? Nice, dude. I messaged a mod on, they said the mod is fine to use, the dev just removed it from the Discord because he has a website. Oh. So I need to fix the link, do I then? Oh, what, the fuel thing? Yeah. Sorry, I mentioned before, are they working on the blurry rendering? I don't know, I hope so. I don't know then. Right, let's arm the localizer. There we go, and then we've got lock. And now we'll arm the approach mode. And there we go, we've reached 5,000, bang on when we wanted to. And we've got around about 18 miles until touchdown, so our speed's pretty slow for being this far out, but we'll just leave it where it is. We'll do, we'll go open speed. And then I'll take the first notch of flat now. And then we're getting lined up for the approach. We're flying into Orlando, KMCO. Orlando! I love you, Orlando! Bit of Book of Mormon there. Yeah. Lovely. And then we've got ALT, so we should get GS, almost a CDA. There we go, GS. Lovely jubbly. Right, where the hell does Spirit Airlines park? Great, I've got no idea where they park. We'll just park wherever then. Orlando Norris, that's the one. That is absolutely it. Heart Collector, I'd say the 747 and the A320 are in a better state than the 787, but that's because they've had a lot more testing. Any tips to learn the game for who just started? Get a joystick. Doesn't have to be an expensive one. You can go on eBay and buy a £20 joystick, $20 joystick, whatever your currency is, and get in the simulator and go and start flying random types of aircraft, seeing what types of things that you enjoy. Learning what happens if you turn an aircraft too fast. Learning what happens if you're flying level and you put too much power in. And things like that. Learn how it feels to fly an aircraft. And then you can start to, you know, try different types of aircraft and say whether you prefer to fly airliners or little general aviation with propellers and what kind of flying you like to do. And then you can move on from there and start to learn. Yeah. Hey, Zagato, how you doing? Right. I don't know what this guy's doing. Flap 2. And that should balloon the nose down, which it does. That's quite nice. That's a very interesting approach, like line to take on the approach there. I'm sure if that happened in real world, the controllers would be pissed. At gate 30. Okay, yeah, I see where that is on airside 3. Thank you. Cool. Right, so we'll vacate at Echo and then taxi straight across. So about 10 miles to run. Keep bringing that speed back now. And yeah, the speed ground support is already armed, so that's great. I don't think I need the anti-ice on anymore. So we'll take that out.
2,500.
And then I'll take the gear down. That looks cool, doesn't it? Three green on the gear, so we'll now select flap 3. Speed can come back to about 160 knots. And then we're leaving it flap 3. I'm not doing flap full today because I do not trust this thing with flap full. Look at the pitch on the nose. So we'll bring those on. We'll bring those on. Cool. 3 knot wind speed wherever I fly. Oh, it might be if it's doing that for you, matey. Any time specifically for streaming this game? I usually go live, you know, in the early afternoon UK time. I don't know, 7 8 sometime. Missing PVD yet? There are elements of PVD that I miss, yeah. I mean, I've got a plan for introducing those sims back into the stream though, because there's obviously a load of people who don't know what the hell they are. Yeah, this aircraft hates flaps full. It also hates this airport because I'm getting 20 FPS right now. Oh, that looks cool. You're playing online now? I'm flying offline at the moment. Right, Well, I'm going to be honest with you. I almost feel like I want to leave it at 160 knots on the approach speed because I'm scared of this thing. Right. Autopilot's coming out. Flight director's coming out. Here we go. Let's see if we can try and land this thing. 160 is a very fast approach speed in this aircraft. But it is what it is. It said our VL... Well, actually it says VAP of 159. VLS is 154, so we might be alright on this. But that's for flaps full. We are landing with flap 3 today because I think it just helped with the pitch of the nose a little bit. Wind coming in from the right very slightly, 229 degrees at 2 knots. Actually feels alright at the moment. This speed. Doesn't feel too bad. I mean, I've got a pretty high pitch on the nose still, but it's not too bad. It's not fighting against me.
300.
So usually when it gets to about 200 feet, it just feels like it drops through the floor. So let's see what happens here. Wish me luck, folks.
200. 100. 60, 50, 40, 30, 20. Retard. 5.
Oh, baby. Nose comes down. Spoilers. Reverse green. Decel. Oh, baby. It's almost like I do this thing daily. Maybe Mr. Greaser. Yeah. Right, manual brakes. Forward idle. You missed an absolute greaser. And that was the best landing I've done so far in the sim, actually. Do it again. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome down to Orlando. That was quite nice. Yeah, I think that was the best landing that I've done so far in this aircraft, at least. Lovely, and we're going to make it off at Echo. This is exactly where I wanted to make it off at. Oh, don't tell me the brakes are bugged on this thing again. Come on, there we go. Right, bring the flaps up. Sort out the lighting a little bit. Can take that darn probe crap off now. Cool. Guys, what should I have for dinner? I'm gonna leave it up to Twitch chat because Twitch chat are always right. What do we want? What are you in the mood for? Becca's cooking is phenomenal. There's a lot of pizza. Weren't we gonna? Well, no, we're gonna go and get. Well, we're gonna go and get some lunch tomorrow out, aren't we?
Fish fingers.
Oh. This guy. I don't know what I'm in the mood for. There's somebody saying chicken and rice. Oh, what was it that you did that I absolutely I couldn't stop eating? It might have been your lasagna or something. I mean, to be fair, anything that you cook, I struggle to stop eating because it's so bloody good, so you know I'm easy, but... I don't know. Is that Mama Chewy? Yes, the girl who looks my age as my mother, correct. Right, we're going to taxi down Echo, and then we're going to enter into the ramp via Echo 3 around the corner, just round the corner here. Stop making Chewy fat. Alright, I know I'm fat. No need to remind me. Oh my god, the fuel man's just committed suicide. The scenery, this looks beautiful. Yeah, come on, yeah, we'll have dinner in 14 hours. God damn it.
Was that like 6 a.m.?
Yeah. Sorry, love. Dinner won't be ready until 6 a.m. because I'm braising some pork for 14 hours.
Why are there porks?
Welcome to Orlando.
Is that actually...
It's like Swamp Central. don't know. I should probably know because I departed from this area. I think when I was. I think that's where Virgin Atlantic parked, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, half of Florida's on top of a swamp, exactly. Yes, there are animals into the game. Yeah, you have to go and find them, but yes, there are. That would be if a crocodile came out of the sim. That would be. I'll never forget. I was playing Far Cry 4, I think it was, and I was just running along a beach, and a crocodile came out and bit me, and I've never jump scared so much in my life. I screamed like a little girl. It wouldn't have been a crocodile, it would have been an owl. Well, same bloody thing. They both look green and they've got massive teeth, whatever they are.
That in Spanish, crocodile is called a crocodilo.
Yes, you've told me that. A crocodilo.
I love saying it.
And yeah, no, in terms of food, I'm easy. Whatever's, I'm going to be that guy who says whatever's easiest for you.
So we've got pick up the lot. Whatever you like. As long as I can cook it.
You know me.
having, like,
You know me.
truffles
I could eat your koftas for like years, but you do that quite often. So then, if you want something different, I hate pesto. I hate pesto. I'm sorry. Who is Becca? Good question. Who are you? Becca is my lovely girlfriend. Yes, I know. I'm a flight simmer and I'm not single. It's pretty remarkable even to me. Right. AP bleed on. And then turning off the engines, and there we go. Welcome down, everyone. We met via Twitch chat. It's hilarious.
I wonder what plane you were actually flying that day.
No idea. Absolutely no idea. That fateful day when everything changed. Right, well, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Orlando.